Hello, brothers and sisters. Father Nathaniel Haslam with the Legionaries of Christ and the Lumen Institute. Happy April to you all. We are once again continuing our Lenten journey. We're getting close to Easter. So I invite us this last week or so, your resolutions, trying to follow Christ in that particular path, whatever it may be, in your prayer, in your fasting, your almsgiving, your mercy giving, whatever it may be, to keep going for love of Him, so you can enter into His passion, His death, and His resurrection for a joyful celebration this coming Easter. So in that spirit, this month, we are going through the virtue of magnanimity, specifically in taking calculated risks. That's the theme of this month that you'll be discussing in your circles. And taking calculated risk it's about looking at where am I kind of staying in my safe zone, where I'm not willing to move, where perhaps I'm a bit idle, perhaps where I'm not willing to risk. This implies courage. It implies prudential decision making. It implies confidence in our Lord, to step out of my boat and walk on water sometimes where I've gotten comfortable, right? I've gotten comfortable in my faith. I've gotten comfortable in my business decisions maybe. I've gotten comfortable in certain ways of living my family life. I feel secure perhaps. And there's something good at times about security, but there's something also sometimes dangerous about it, right? Because the Lord may be asking us to move forward in virtue, move forward in following Him, and to grow, to expand, to be transformed more in His likeness. And perhaps we're resisting that a little bit. You know, again, we hear about St. Peter stepping out of the boat. He takes a calculated risk, and we could probably say, if we were in his shoes, a very big risk. But looking at Jesus, and when we look at Jesus, we realize I'm risking, but I'm risking based on His promises, right? I'm banking on His fidelity. I'm banking on His promise to always be faithful to me. And so it's not as big a risk as our emotions or as our doubts may make it sound like, right? And so here I invite you this month in this area of taking calculated, taking risks, being more magnanimous in the following the Lord, is to look at one area of your life where perhaps God is asking you to step out of the boat. Lord, where are you asking me to step out of my boat? My security, what I know, and to walk on water, so to speak, the unknown, the uncertain, the dangerous, perhaps what appears to me as dangerous and threatening, as it surely appeared to Peter getting out of his boat. Lord, what is that area? Perhaps you might frame it this way. What area of my life am I showing inaction? Where is there inaction in my life? And what is the cost of that inaction? Of not praying, of not going to Mass, of not going to confession regularly, of not embracing some form of lumen action and that giving back to let overflow what God has given me to now dedicate some time, talent, treasure to serve others. You know, the Lord may have been putting something on your heart over this Lenten season, and perhaps there's some inaction there. Lord, grant me the grace of magnanimity so that I can be a true Christian leader. Christian leaders who may fear at times, who may have doubts at times, but ultimately are willing to step out of their boat, say no to that inaction, no to that complacency, and to walk on water with Christ. May God bless you and have a wonderful April and a very joyful celebration of Easter.